Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Jsocraft. Taking a page out of GT's book here, starting at the top of spawn to get a nice view of the area. It's very nice, a lot of buildings are coming in. You notice that big flat land over there. I don't think that was there before. Well, that's where today's episode is going to be taking place, so let's head on over. Actually, on second thought, let's fly around spawn a bit and see if we can see more of the area here. And, oh, you know what? Let's go through the ring. Oh, well, it kind of made it this time. And landing in the pool. Yeah, perfect landing. So we're here at Ophir's house. And his house is actually interesting and spawn. It's a little bit different than a lot of the other buildings. He kind of went with a more modern style home, which I kind of like. And I'm kind of in the mood to do the same. So I'm just kind of looking at his house here, taking some ideas from what he did. Let's look inside. It's a really nice place. I like how he carpet there is pretty cool with his colors and stuff. I like what he did here, and I think I kind of want to do something similar. So for the first build in the world, other than my starter house, we're gonna build my house, and it's going to be a modern house design, and it's going to be similar to Ophir's in a sense. Well, I guess not really, but yeah. So I have my starter house here. You saw it in the first episode, I should say. This is my stump. It's a house I always build when I start in a new world. Gives me a place to sleep and store items. So I'll show you guys the way up to the hill and the beautiful view of spawn from up there. Unfortunately, it is a little bit tricky because I don't have an actual staircase up to there yet, so we kind of got to wrap around. But it's going to sit up there on top of the mountain. As you can see, I've already cut out a huge portion of it and flattened it. That's because I needed an area to work with. And in a sense of how it's going to be similar to Ophir's is that his house is more modern and it uses cyan and quartz. And I'm going to kind of use the same kind of colors because it matches me as well. But I'm obviously going to put in some purple, which is more of my colors. Purple and black. And then the quartz is because it's my favorite block in the game. So this is where my house is going to sit. I've kind of started framing it out. And I've flattened out the area, and look at this view. Isn't it amazing? Just look at this place. The picturesque view of spawn. Isn't it beautiful? Yes, it is. So Ophir and Dib actually helped me pick out this spot, and I'm really happy with it. I was planning on just removing the stump and building there, but they decided, just keep it there and then pick a different spot. And Jess was nice enough to allow me to use this spot because this is just on the edge of where his area is. So this is all the resources I gathered. A lot of quartz, purple and cyan, which are my colors, black and purple. But without further ado, let's get to building, shall we? So here it is, the final product of our labor. My home. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I kind of have that little custom pool on the left, big open middle window, a very intricate little design for the entrance. The back has many windows for you to see out into another area. It's all come together really nicely, and I can't wait to get started on the inside. Alright, now that that's all said and done, let's head inside for a second and I can kind of give you an idea of how the layout is going to be. So this is the entrance area here. You know, it's a little bit lowered, which is what I like. But one thing I actually like about modern houses and houses in general is levels. You kind of have different levels even on the same floor. It gives it a nice feel. I kind of went for that effect here. This spot here is going to be the kitchen, which I plan to dedicate an entire episode to because I got a couple interesting little tricks you can do to make it look really detailed and have a modern looking kitchen. This obviously here is going to be the living room, and I have like this big window here. You kind of get a bit of a view, but it's not as good as the second floor. But for the living room here, you know, we'll have the traditional stuff, maybe like a table by the window, a couch and television and such. This here is the staircase. You know, it's kind of an interesting looking staircase. It doesn't really make much sense, but each part is actually extruding from a wall, so it kind of makes sense. Can't walk up it normally, you have to kind of jump, which is a little bit of a downside, but I prefer the way it looks over the function of it. This here is just like a little outside compartment area. I might just put a couple bookcases and such. It's not much of a room, but it does kind of transition to the other staircase, which leads you up to the roof, which is actually where the main view is of Spawn. I left a little bit of a gap above the windows just to add a little bit of a lighting effect if I needed it at nighttime. I have a bit of water here. This is actually going down to the little nature feature I have above the entranceway. It adds a differentiation between color and it matches kind of like the pool design. And this is where you get the main view of Spawn. I'll probably set up a couple tables and maybe like an umbrella looking thing up here. You can even see my neighbor over there, Dib. We're on basically the same level, which is actually a funny coincidence. So let's head back on inside. Continuing up the staircase, you go up to the second floor, and up here you have like a nice glass railing. I didn't put a block underneath it because I wanted to be able to actually see down to the first floor. I could have extended the cyan clay out a bit, but I like that effect a bit more. Obviously here, this is empty, but this is actually going to wind up being kind of like a glass case. I'm going to put maybe a couple plants and maybe some armor stands and stuff just to add a little bit of a display. Over here we have obviously the main window that I was talking about before. You get a little bit of a better view of Spawn. It looks kind of purple if you kind of look through it. Through the archway over here, it leads up to another kind of area you can go to get a bit of a view of more of Spawn. It's kind of blocked off by the stairs, and that water is kind of cutting off as well. Obviously, like I said, go to the roof for a better view, but this area is kind of just what I use to go AFK. It's a little bit of a closed off area, and at least you get a bit of a view of Spawn, so I'm happy with that. Going over here, I still kind of got to work on this part, but this is where the main master bedroom is going to be. I'll probably set up like a table, a desk, and some chests and stuff for like a work area. This is where my bed is going to be, and then maybe a couple extra storage area over here. And don't mind the windows. When I was actually building, I didn't record the backside, but I extended this part out, and I didn't have a silk touch pick at the time, so the glass is kind of just hanging there. But GT actually came by and checked out my place. He saw this and he kind of liked how it looked, so I've decided to keep it like that for now. Now, if we go down here, actually, I should mention, a lot of this house is very open concept feeling. Like it's basically all open. There's very few actual solid walls and doorways other than like the main entrance, and this is included in that. This is actually a secret way to get into the house. If you don't want to go through the entrance, you can just jump up here. It's a little cheaty, but yeah. So this is actually my private pool. It's kind of a bit inside, bit outside, which I really like, and it has these lily pads here, which you're probably thinking, if it's a pool, what is that supposed to be, leaves? Actually, I use it as a pathway. I just kind of jump from that side to get over here, and that one in the corner is just to make it so it doesn't look like it's just a pathway, but that's really what it is.
Over here, one actual sectioned off area with the other door of the house is this is actually the washroom. I'm using the new purple blocks, which kind of looks like that bathroom tile kind of thing. So I kind of like how it looks. And this here is kind of like a big open archway. This is going to be, if I ever, after I finish, like the main portion of the house, the main rooms that we've set up here, if I want to extend and add more, I have this big open mountain range to work with. But all in all, just what I've already said before for the other inside of the house, it's going to take a bit of work. It's going to take a couple episodes. So all in all, happy with how the outside turned out. Very excited to start working on the inside, but I've done a lot of building, and I think it's I think I kind of want to take a little bit of a break from that for now. I have a couple other projects in mind that I can get to, so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode on Jsocraft. A lot of building, and it's a rather short one, which is kind of what I want to go for unless it's multiplayer content, but till the next episode. See you guys next time. Bye.